This is an account of our trips on Serenity during the summer of 2019 and of some of the beautiful places we visited on those journeys. Serenity, or Serenity of Bosom to give her full name, is a 40-foot Jeannot Sun Odyssey. We share her with 4 other couples and we keep her in Greece, where we cruise the turquoise waters and explore the islands and stunning mainland coast. Following her launch from the boatyard in Kyllada, Serenity was sailed round to the Ionian Islands on the west side of Greece. This is where Sue and I picked up the boat on the island of Zakynthos. Our first passage after leaving Zakynthos was the 25-mile crossing to the mainland port of Katakolo. Katakolo used to be just an ordinary fishing village until local boy come good Yanis Latsis spent his hard-earned millions to build a cruise ship terminal. This terminal allows thousands of passengers every year to disembark, use the local shops and tavernas, and to take the train for the 15-mile journey to Olympia, one of Greece's most important archaeological sites. We decided not to go, it was just too hot. After our visit to Katakolo, we sailed 28 miles down the coast to Kyparissia. Kyparissia's port is not a particularly pretty place, being of modern construction rather than a traditional Greek fishing village. However, it does give good protection from the open Mediterranean and is in a great location below the mountains. There's quite a lot of room here and there's quite a nice taverna right on the harbour. Next morning we left Kyparissia for the 32-mile journey south to Pylos. Not far into our trip we came across this place. This is the magnificent, if a little tacky, fairy tale castle of Grigorousa. It's a strange mixture of medieval and Greek mythology. It was built in the 1960s by a US-born doctor called Harry Fournier. The castle is lived in and it's not open to the public. We continued our sail to Pylos, but I did have a little trouble with the crew. We arrived at Pylos in the evening and anchored in time to see a glorious sunset. Pylos is a lovely scenic place with a fort guarding the entrance to Navarino Bay. Navarino Bay is a large natural anchorage which was the site of a significant sea battle in 1827. The Allied forces of the British, French and Russian fleets under the command of Admiral Codrington destroyed their Ottoman opponents ultimately leading to Greek independence. Monuments have been erected on the islands around the bay in memory of the Allied sailors lost in the battle. Unsurprisingly, there isn't a Turkish monument. In Pylos town square, behind Souhir, there is also a monument. This is dedicated to the 3 admirals of the Allied fleets. After our visit to Pylos, it was time to start heading north again, so we tacked our way up the coast and back to Kyparissia. Next day, it was the long 54-mile trip back to Zakynthos. We headed for Kerry, which is on the southwest of the island. As usual on these long passages, the wind didn't play, so it's motor all the way. The harbour at Kerry is very small, so we anchored off for the night. In the morning, we launched the dinghy and went for a trip around Panagia Island to visit its caves and its gorgeous beach. After our excursion, we took the short trip around to the rugged west coast of Zakynthos. The towering white cliffs and the bluest, crystal clear water you're ever likely to see made this an absolutely unforgettable place to stop, have some lunch and go for a swim. Far too soon it was time to up anchor and head on back to Zakynthos town. It was time for Sue to get the plane home.